see what else you got for us today. How you doing, Tim?
What's up, Tim?
Oh, good. Which, the crypto debacle or some other debacle?
The crypto debacle, but open to any and all debacles that you have for us.
No, crypto and Bitcoin are favorite debacles of mine to talk about. I've always had a weird relationship with that market because I use the word organic a lot, which doesn't mean like Whole Foods, but basically kind of a natural market that's allowed the kind of tug and pull of the supply and demand. Not a lot of government monkey business going on. In fact, it's kind of nice that the government sort of seems to have kind of stopped caring as much about it because it's very chart friendly, I found historically. And I think in October they peaked at almost 130,000 with Bitcoin, and now we're in the 50s. And like I say, it's been just a very steady breakdown. And yesterday was an odd one because it had a kind of a one-day wonder bounce with Strategy, MSTR, and their kind of sister security, STRC, having big, almost 8% bounces. And those have been Control-Z'd, both of them. We'll look at those charts in a sec. Before we bounce in the charts, I was wondering, I've got a question for you folks. Any insights as to like, is there any significance to end of the quarter? What does that, I don't know if your studies have shown anything or historically, is it meaningless or is there something to look for today?
I don't know. I haven't studied much like you. I just kind of like, from past, I remember certain things, and like Liz was kind of talking about this morning as well. But I definitely think there is. I mean, I think you can look at a heat map on days like this and see a lot of things moving around. You can see, different sectors and the movement and the sort of the reds and the greens there. So I do think that there's a lot going on as far as sort of sector rotation to some degree. Sector dispersion, if you will. I think we traditionally we'll see that on days like this. And even this morning when the market was only down 2, you just knew that was not going to be the whole entire day. I mean, you figured there was something going to happen, and we're already up 30. So to me, I think
it's pretty green out there. But I've got a small pocket full of symbols here we can thumb through. If we can go to that. The first one is the spider. Sadly, for the 1 or 2 bears left, that gap is kaput. I've gotten rid of that line, so that gap's been sealed. And it's actually been kind of a blasé market, very broadly speaking, for the past really couple of months. We had this very steadfast uptrend, and that ended at the start of this month. So this month has been a little bit of a down, and lots and lots and lots of smoke and just no fire at all. We've pushed past that gap. The one flutter of interesting activity, as I said earlier, has been over in Michael Saylor land. STRC, and I didn't drill down into the deep particulars on this, but my understanding is that in order to allure more investors, they bumped the dividend from 11.5% to 12%. I have trouble believing that was the reason it popped 8% yesterday, but it did, whatever the reason, because we had this just waterfall cascade down, and then we hit a nasty low and then blasted higher yesterday. Yes, and today we're down on this, and we're getting some, the peanut gallery here, excuse me. And then MSTR has totally undone yesterday's pop as well. I might just have to lift her up for this show. We haven't seen Mishka in a while, but anyway.
She's like, I need my airtime.
You need to wait. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Okay.
Yeah, that you need to wait went over really well.
There we go.
Things will go better.
Hi,
If we get attention. Okay. You really got to be quiet, kiddo. Anyway, BITI, which is the inverse Bitcoin fund, has here, Edacoma, has also lifted today 2.55%. But what I'm really looking for here is the completion of this big inverted head and shoulders pattern. It is a monster. So this that line is the delineation, and it's been hammering this thing out for years. And so fingers crossed on that one. And of course, that obviously is part and parcel of any sort of Bitcoin breakdown into the lower 50s and so forth. So BITI, the ETF for the Bitcoin bears out there, having a good day. My own individual shorts, weirdly about more than half of them are red today, which I appreciate. But KSS Kohl's, I wanted to highlight that one in particular. This is a retailer down today about 6.3%. And I haven't peeked at this one yet. I don't know what Costco is doing. Let me just take a quick look at that because I'm short that too. Okay, that's down not as dramatically, but that's down as well. But there are some interesting retail items going on, and XRT in general, the retail ETF, has conked its head against what's been fairly reliable zone of resistance like so. Had a little bit of a penetration here, but as you can see here, XRT, pretty nice range-bound phenomena going on there, something along those lines, and we're kind of near the top of that right now with XRT. It's a very, very smooth cycle, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and so we're near the top of that. Wrap it up with some tech items here and there.
From there, I was just curious, with stuff like retail, is there like a sort of a thesis, or you're just like, these charts look like they need to be sold?
Well, I tend to be kind of a bottoms-up trader, and so that's why I picked KSS as an individual stock. I actually haven't very good luck with XRT, to tell you the truth, but KSS costs those individually. So it's not like retail's bad. Go find some retail stocks. It's kind of the other direction for me.
Gotcha.
But just to wrap up with a couple of broad things, NQ, big update yesterday, modest update today, but we're still kind of range bound on this one for the past couple of weeks between this supporting line here, which we tagged yesterday, and the resistance line up above. And so we're about 60% done if that move is going to transpire. SMH, the semiconductors, hello, go back to this. SMH, the gap is still intact on this one. We had that nice tumble between Monday and Tuesday of last week. We're getting close to sealing that. And the final thought I wanted to leave was regarding SpaceX. This has had a nice bounce yesterday, kind of stalled out a little bit. And I think, but broadly speaking here's kind of my long-term fear about this. Good heavens. Anthropic's champing at the bit to go public. OpenAI is certainly delayed till next year. They're both kind of spooked with SpaceX being so wobbly like this. And my sort of like broad scenario is if Anthropic goes out this year, and if they do anything but great, it's going to be a long time for OpenAI wants to go public, because that's exactly. That's going to be a lot of ice water in the face of the OpenAI IPO. So that's kind of the sequence I think is going to take place. SpaceX has been a fabulous success, but in relative terms, it's kind of stalled out, and people are getting kind of the wobbles about this. And if Anthropic comes out and does something like this, OpenAI's got a long time before they see its ticker symbol.
Sounds like Mishka agrees.
Definitely. Well, thank you, Tim. Appreciate your time. We will see you a little bit later.
All right. Less screaming tomorrow, promise.
Yeah. We love it. But yeah, E-mini is catching a bit here, up 25, NASDAQ up 300, down the Russell Green, and Bitcoin is trying to catch a bit here, down only 2.6% now. But yeah, we've got plenty more content for you. Join us on the YouTube channel. Throw in your trade ideas and questions. We'll get to them shortly. We're going to take a quick 90-second break. You're watching Tasty Live.